What's up, everybody, and welcome to, well, I don't know if this is an episode or an intervention, but this is my disaster of a shop, which I've been working on a ton of things, and we're trying to do something different here today. And I was going to clean it up. I was going to make it all kind of perfect for the camera, which I've really never done in the past, but it's never really been this bad. But we're going to share it with you guys today. Just kind of go through exactly what's going on here at Hammerdown Motorsports and kind of our plans for the future, because I think you guys are going to be excited about this. First day of filming. We got Martin here. Shop is completely disastrous. We got stuff everywhere. We got projects started. We got parts ready to go in some stuff. And yeah, this is kind of day one. Day one of a whole new thing, hopefully. I guess we'll see how it all goes. Here he comes. First day on the job, late as usual. I told him I was gonna write him up. We're gonna have an HR meeting. First day on the job?
Yeah, I guess so.
Late?
Yeah.
See, when you're dealing with Martin, it's usually a 15-minute window. So
yeah.
if you say
8
10
minutes, 8
8 minutes. We're not doing too bad. Usually it's more than that.
Yeah.
So all right. So first off, in Bay 1, we have our F350. It's our 2022 Platinum diesel power stroke. It's pretty much my dream truck, and we've been working on, well, we being me, I like to say we a lot. I don't know why. Maybe I mean me and you, but the fact is, I've been working on this truck a little bit, and I have some things that we're going to be doing. I have a whole bench of parts here. We have, yeah, you guys can kind of get an idea of what's going on here by what's on the bench, but I have a little bit of fab work to do. We have some metal. I have to get in there and just kind of find really good places to put everything, but we are going to be doing a video on this for you guys, kind of explaining everything that goes into this particular mod for me, which is, I don't know if it's necessary, but I think it's going to be pretty awesome when it's all done. Now in Bay 2, we have some more motorsport stuff. So we have this 1990 Honda TRX 200 that I bought at the auction. And sometimes at the auction, I get pretty lucky with stuff where I can get it really cheap and it's really not that bad. This one, not the case. I had to rebuild absolutely everything. I've been doing a lot of shorts on this one because it wasn't really my main content, but this one, I've rebuilt everything, the entire rear end. We got new sprockets. Everything is rebuilt in the front end. New tires. I painted the wheels. We cleaned it up. And it ends up that it needs a piston now. So pretty much we're going to be into a top end for it. And that's the next thing to do on this. So yeah, all the parts are here. Just got to put it all together and get this to be a nice little runner. This is kind of like for the kids project, and I'm actually going to be looking at another one tomorrow. So we might have two little old vintage Hondas on the channel, which is awesome, because if you guys know anything about my channel and anything that I've done in the past, it's always really just kind of the content that I'm doing in my life, and I just like to put that on the channel. So everything from four-wheelers to trucks to side-by-sides to old tractors to classic cars to you name it, we have it here, and that's just kind of what I like to share with you guys, and kind of, I would like to say that makes me a little bit more unique than some of the other channels that stick to just one basic thing. So right here we have our 2012 Can-Am Commander. I bought this brand new back in 2012. It was my dedicated snowplow for quite a while, and it's actually the last couple of years we really didn't have much snow, and it sat in the shed, and the fuel was kind of getting bad in it, and I found I didn't drive it enough. So I am actually retiring this as the snowplow, and we'll be talking about why in a minute. But this thing is all torn apart inside. I put new plugs in it and everything like that. And the last time I was plowing, I broke the shifter. This is the new one, so the new one's got to go in. It's actually not a very big job, but I just actually got my bushings for it. So now I can put this all back together, get this back up and running, get all the plastics put back together. And we can actually take this thing out to the trails, which is another thing that I want to be doing a little bit more of, getting the ATVs out and just kind of having fun with them and showing you guys a little bit of just the Pennsylvania back country and all of that, because we have some really nice cold country trails and I really want to explore those. All right, so in Bay 2.5 we have our 1957 John Deere 720. It's my diesel tractor. It's a classic. It's one I bought because my grandpa actually had one of these back in the day. My dad always talked about it. So when my dad comes to visit, if you guys don't know, I'm from Canada originally, so my parents still live up there. And yeah, he likes to come and drive the old tractor. So that's kind of my 100% reason why I bought this. Just kind of of more of a nostalgic purchase, but it is pretty cool. I mean, it has a gas engine, a 4-cylinder gas engine that starts the 2-cylinder diesel engine. So if you guys want to see more of this tractor, we can definitely do a little bit of kind of just how to start it and all that. There's some interesting things about this classic. If you guys want to see some tractor content, definitely drop that in the comments. Now over here in Bay 3, we have our 2023 Toyota Tacoma TRD++. So here in Bay 3, we have our 2023 Ford Raptor. It's a 3.5 liter EcoBoost, and it's an awesome truck. It's been this is like your on-road truck Cadillac, but you can take it off-road. You can do all kinds of different things with this vehicle. It's wide, it's got a very comfortable interior, and it's just been one of the dream trucks that I've always wanted. So now we have it, and we're going to be doing a little bit more just kind of with the ownership of this vehicle and just kind of the things that you would expect to have while you're driving a Raptor, how they are to park, how they are to handle on the road. And you'd actually be pretty surprised because this is kind of more like a truck sports car rather than just a truck, but also rides really well. So it kind of has the best of all the worlds. So for more of the off-road stuff, we have this, which is my 2022 Can-Am 570 XT, has the back seat on and all of that. It's pretty awesome four-wheeler. I don't really have a whole lot of miles on it, and I've really only been riding it around the yard. So I need to definitely take this out to the off-road park and have some fun with it. So my plan is I would like to get groups of people out where we can go ride and all of that, just so it's more like a motivation, because nobody wants to go riding by themselves, and that's kind of my thing. I don't want to be out on trails, and if I have a breakdown or anything like that, then what am I going to do? I mean, I need somebody else there to maybe pull me out of the bush, or maybe I have to pull them out. I really don't know. It's just kind of one of those things. You don't really want to ride alone, but that's kind of what we're trying to build here, and be able to actually go out and have some fun with our toys and have it be a thing that everybody gets excited about and motivated and wanting to go out and enjoy them, because this thing is awesome. I mean, it goes pretty much anywhere you'd want to go. It has all the power that you'd need without being a crazy like 850 1000 or anything like that. My thought was, I felt that the kids could probably ride this when they're a little bit older, but they need to start out on the little Hondas first. But this is kind of just our all-around good four-wheeler for the yard, and it's been a whole lot of fun so far. So here we have, this actually ended up being my wife's anniversary present, which ended up being something that I ride because, well, she's not exactly a scooter rider, we found out. So I ride this around a little bit. It's fun. I think, how many miles do I even have on this thing? Yeah, we have 164 miles on it. And this thing does like 110 miles per gallon. It's just fun to go out and ride with. I know a lot of people don't have enough male security to ride a scooter, but I really don't care. I think this thing's actually a whole lot more fun than most people think. And it's just, some days it's just a nice day. You want to get on, you want to go ride, hop on this thing and go. When you don't want to ride like a big monster motorcycle, you just want to get on something fun and go whip it around the back roads, this thing definitely scratches that itch. So here in Bay 5, we used to store the camper in here, which is taking up a lot of real estate, which now is outside. But now we have room to fill it with more cars, is what we've done now. And this is my 97 Jeep Wrangler, 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder, 5-speed manual. It has a snowplow on the front though. And that's exactly why I bought it, 100%. I have a 2022 and a 2024 Rubicon as well. And I was like, well, maybe I could put a plow on one of those. I started going down that road, and as you can see, there is so much that goes into that, and I don't want that on a new Jeep. So I bought the old Jeep and the plow. Everything works awesome. It was owned by the original owner that took really good care of it, and I was able to get this for about the same price as just the plow alone. So it ended up being a decent purchase, and this will clean up my yard pretty nicely when we actually get snow. So, and obviously in the wintertime, we have to store the boat. This is our 2022 Avalon. It's a tri-tune. It has a 150 Mercury on it. And this is our sun toy that we take down to the beach. And that's usually where it lives anyway. So during the wintertime was when this shop really gets packed, because I have to bring this in and it takes up almost an entire bay. But this is our fun toy just to play with out at the beach, go out in the bay with, and it's been absolutely awesome. I have made some videos on this, but I mean, obviously this is just kind of another reason why the shop is so full. So on the other side of Bay 5, we have my 2017 Camaro SS, and this one we've done a whole lot with the channel. This is kind of like the beginning of the channel was this car, and it has been neglected a little bit lately. I needed a new battery for it. There's a new battery sitting there. It just needs to go back in, so very easy fix. I just haven't done it yet, and there's not really a whole lot more I need to do as far as exterior stuff and suspension stuff, but the next thing is going to be a big one where we go in and do the cam and all of that and make this thing a little bit more choppy and more sounding the way it should, and more horsepower. Obviously, we do have a Vortex supercharger on it. We have full exhaust, headers, all of that, and it is an awesome car, and it just needs to be out there driving and just being enjoyed, and that's really kind of the plan for this car. I mean, I'd like to get that cam done and make this thing exactly the car I've always wanted to have. And over here, this one has had a little bit of time on the channel, but not really a whole lot. This is my 1998 Porsche Boxster. It's the first car I ever bought when I moved to the US, and yeah, it's a 5-speed. It's a 2.5 liter flat six, and it's everything it needs to be. It's a Porsche Boxster that hasn't really been messed with. A lot of these you'll see guys try to make them into something they're not, and this one is still pretty pure. Original radio, all of that, and original wheels. It's the color I wanted it to be. It's the red interior. It's nothing. It's not trying to be anything more than it is, and it is a very fun car. I think Porsche Boxsters, because they were an entry-level Porsche back in the day, people were like, oh, well, that's a Boxster, that's not a real Porsche or whatever, even though this car back in those days was over 50 grand, and it's the car that saved Porsche. They sold more Porsche Boxsters than any other model combined to save that company, and this car is very well engineered. They did have some problems in actually the later years, which is usually kind of the opposite. The earlier cars were better than the ones they built later on because they kind of cheaped out. They stopped building them in Stuttgart, and this was kind of just like a parts box car in a lot of ways from the 911, and it's been awesome. I've had this thing for over 10 years now, and like the Camaro, it needs a battery, and then we're back to cruising. And over here, you guys probably know this one. This is our second big channel vehicle, and we've been through pretty much everything there is to do on our 2019 Ram Rebel. It has about 25,000 miles on it now, and I really don't see it going anywhere. I mean, I know I haven't done a lot of content on this lately, but this is kind of one of those things that I've always kept in the background, and I do plan on doing a little bit more with. It just kind of was hard because the mods kind of got to a point where I really couldn't do a whole lot more with it. We did the 6-inch lift on it. We've done pretty much everything bolt-on you can do to this truck. Engine's still stock. We do have a whole lot of little kind of goodies and everything. There's a huge playlist on this truck if you guys want to check it all out. But as far as having the Raptor and the Rebel, these are kind of very similar trucks, and the reason that the Ram might be a little bit more America for some of you guys out there is this reason right here. And if you're wondering what that beautiful sounding exhaust is, that is the AWE 0FG exhaust, and it's made right here in Pennsylvania. And right here we have, well, I'll talk about that another day. And right here we have the reason why I'll never buy another camper, but we do still have it because I had just have the entire floor replaced because the roof wasn't put together right from the factory, and a little bit of snow cracked the seal and it ended up getting a bunch of rot. So I just got it back from the camper place. They fixed it all, and now it's good to go to be outside finally. But yeah, this is my 2016 Coachman. It has 2 slides and it's got an outdoor kitchen. It's pretty awesome camper. I hope to use it a little bit more, but I don't think I'll be buying any more campers after seeing how they're built. It's just kind of one of those things that it's just inevitable that they're going to leak. And right here we have our 1997 F-150 that has been kind of growing into the ground around it, and I think it's going to end up exiting the premises and going to the junkyard, probably where it belongs. And this is my 1995 Ram. Has a V10, it's a 2500, has a 5-inch lift and 37s, and I keep telling myself I'm going to finish it. And this is the Mud Mouse, and we keep it around because, well, it likes to party. So there it is, everybody. Just kind of a rundown on some of our vehicles that we do have in the fleet. We do have a few more that we're going to be doing like kind of a whole rundown on every vehicle that we have here and just kind of line them all up and do that. But this is just kind of a walkthrough of the shop and just showing you guys kind of where we're at this point in the game. This is really just the mess before it becomes something hopefully a whole lot better, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do with this. Trying to get us to a place where everything is together, everything is organized, and we can just go out and kind of do the things that I've always planned on having with this shop, with these builds, with these vehicles, and sharing that with you guys, just being part of the car community and trying to build that as something that you guys can be more involved in, maybe doing some more events, maybe going to more things. And we're going to be more active on trying to get everybody together who enjoys these vehicles the way I do, and I get to share that with you guys out there. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.